developing through technology an ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. What does that mean? That's where are they traveling? How are they traveling? What are they eating? What are they consuming on the platform? So individual carbon footprint tracker. Stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something that we're working on.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. 2nd Ezra, chapter 15, verse 17. Shalom. I'm going to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Racha Kodash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, to the house of David. This is Brother Haran coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I'm going to go into this article that I came across this morning, just going through it, and again, we're just doing our jobs, all right. And I believe yesterday or so, there was some information that the FCC is going to be ruling on certain things in order to monitor and control the flow of information on social media platforms. All right, I believe a couple of days ago, the New York governor Hochul just came out and said something about, basically they're going to be tracking down and addressing, so-called hate speech. Now, they've been saying these things for some time now, the concept of hate speech and anti this and anti that. Really, when they say hate speech, they're telling you that they hate the fact that people have the freedom of speech. That's what that means, because there is no such thing as hate speech. Okay, hate and speech is very subjective, because what might be thought of as hate to someone might not necessarily be to the other. Okay, so we bringing out the truth. All right, prime example will be us calling ourselves the Israelites and proving it, all right, according to history, according to biblical prophecy, and of course the spirit. Okay, they call that hate. All right, they call that hate speech. They call that, at least it's grouped up in the category of hate speech and anti-Semitism and this and that. Discrimination, that kind of thing. So they're coming up against, the truth. All right, that's Amos 8:11 right there, which the Lord already told us. All right, that there's gonna come a time where, all right, these devils are gonna make the knowledge and the access to this truth, okay, very, very hard to come by. Okay, and in those days is when the word of the Lord is gonna be so precious, because it's gonna be nowhere to be found. All right, except for those who have it. Okay. Now, this article here is another example to show you that what we've been saying is not a conspiracy or anything like that, or a conspiracy theory, but it's an actual agenda. It's a fact. It's something that they're actually doing. All right, and there's facts and there's multiple evidence to prove these things. Our lives is a testament to it. But we leave it to those who don't believe. That's okay. All right, Romans 3:3 says, so what if some did not believe? Okay, does their unbelief make the fate of the Most High without effect? All right, Most High forbid. Okay, so ultimately, everything you've been warned about is coming to pass, and it's coming to pass quick. All right, you wait till, you don't have any access to your bank. You try to sign in or log in one day to your bank account, and you get a nice, funny message. All right, you get a funny message that says that basically you're broke. You ain't got shit here. There's nothing for you. We close down your bank and you can't get your money out. Now what are you going to do? All right, well, they're going to do it to most people, if not all, because they have to do away with this new system and bring in do away with the old system and bring in this new system here. All right, which we're going to get into real quick. And it's all leading to the MOTB. All right, it's all leading to the MOTB. All right, it says the 50 in 5 campaign is an agenda concocted by a coalition of unelected globalists to accelerate technocratic control through digital ID, okay, which is where the RFID comes in. Okay, digital ID, CBDC, that is also going to be working in tandem with the RFID. All right, and massive data. Yo, hold on. What's that? Wow. I thought I'm bugging there. I seen look like a chariot. All right. Anyway, let's go back to this. It says by unelected globalists to accelerate technocratic control through digital ID, CBDC, and massive data sharing perspective. It says the United Nations and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation and partners of the Rockefeller Foundation are launching their 50 in 5 campaign to accelerate digital ID, digital payments, and data sharing rollouts in 50 countries under the umbrella of Digital Public Infrastructure, which is known as DPI. Okay, they say by 2028. All right, so continuing, it says, Digital Public Infrastructure, or DPI, which refers to a secure and interoperable network of components that include digital payments, okay, and that no man might buy or sell, right? So now you understand why no man might buy or sell, because it's going to be a system that is locked, where in order for you to, interact, like we've always been saying, you have to actually gain access. You have to give something to get something, and that giving something is that freedom, that birthright. They want that, man. They want you to give up your blessing. Okay, Jake, they want Jake to really, all right, take that MOTB, all right, so Esau could get that blessing that Isaac gave Jacob. Okay, that we shall rule over thee. They want that blessing, man. And though they know they can't have that, all right, they're gonna do everything in their power to get it. That's why when the Lord comes back, Scripture says that though they're afraid, yet durst fight. Okay, it's really about that birthright. It's always been that way, going all the way back to the womb. Okay, Jacob and Esau were wrestling in the womb. All right, and this time is gonna end with a clash like never before. Okay, realm against realm, as the Scriptures say. Okay, in order for this new world order to be destroyed, all right, as is written in Daniel the 2nd chapter, all right, that stone that comes and destroys the feet of the statue. Okay, and we are at the feet at this time. Okay, and that stone is our Lord Yahushua. He's gonna come back and he's gonna crush the system, destroy it completely, just like in every other empire. When there was a transition, there was war. Okay, for the most part. And going all the way back, for example, the Egyptian captivity, before we left, it was a war. The Lord brought hell upon those people. All right, and it was a tug of war between the Heavenly Father and his people. Okay, led by Moses and Aaron against Moses and his people, the Magi's, and so on and so forth. So there was a war going on there. Okay, a war of what? Power. And ultimately, the Lord completely destroyed them. And they were in the same spirit of, though they were afraid, yet durst fight. All right, that was the Pharaoh's mindset. Okay, they can go. Nah, fuck that. Who's the Lord that I should respect his name? And who's this Yahweh that you talking about? Bring these niggas back and let them keep working, and you can move from my face. I don't want to hear nothing from you, Moses. And they kept on going for 10 plagues. And then after that, the Lord said, all right, we out of here. And then destroyed them all. Took their gold and all that. So continuing, it says, this is essential for participation in markets, and society, in a digital era. You hear that? So it's essential for you to get that MOTB. If not, you can't participate in the market and or in society, period. So there you have it, right? It says with a virtual launch event to take place on November 8th, the 50 in 5 agenda bills itself as a country-led advocacy campaign. By 2028, the 50 in 5 campaign will have helped 50 countries design, launch, and scale components of their digital public infrastructure, according to the official announcement. Okay, so you have China. They saying that they're building humanoid robots, and within 2 years, those robots pretty much will be controlling everything, AI, all that, right? 2 years. So they're saying by 2025. Okay. Xi Jinping just visited Cali, and wouldn't you know, all the streets were cleared off, all those homeless people that they have sitting there in tents and doing drugs and defecating on themselves, and it's all a mess. Guess what? They were all wiped off clean. They had built fences and all that, because Xi Jinping is coming to town. And isn't it kind of weird how a president of China, all right, is coming all the way here to meet with a governor of Cali? What's going on there? The same very state that is pretty much heading towards communist China. They're following in the footsteps of communist China. Okay? And you best believe Gavin Newsom, the governor of Cali, he's definitely in lockstep with the agenda of the New World Order. Okay, the global reset, all that bullshit with the WEF, he's part of that shit. He's part of those so-called young global leaders. You see what he looks like? I think he looks like a devil, like the actual devil. Okay? He don't look that he got the face of a purge mask. That's what he got. That nigga is wicked. He's a devil. Him, all right, the governor of New York, Hochul, all right, the governor of the mayor of Chicago, all right, Lightfoot. Okay? Those are the ones I could think of off the top of my head right now that, they just, man, they shouldn't be where they at. Let's just say that. All right? But in America, Babylon the Great, it makes sense. These are wicked, wicked, satanic, evil people, man. All right? And if you can't see it, then you're going to have to wait till you feel it. Okay? It says, so it all makes sense why, all of a sudden you have a country like America inviting the leader of a communist country to come over here and have a nice little discussion, and like, what the hell is going on? Huh? And when the next lockdown, right? All you're gonna be dealing with is gaslighting and a whole bunch of narcissistic bullshit. They're gonna be telling you how much they're trying to help you, but yet they're bringing out new laws and new regulations that takes more and more away of your freedoms. That's why we started off in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, all right, that a man shall desire to go into a city and will not be able to, all right, because they're literally building an infrastructure to keep everyone in, okay? And if you're not willing to be kept in, you're going to be left out, all right? So it's literally a digital prison that they're building, all right? And in this prison, they want to track everything, all right? In order for them to do that, and when I say everything, I'm talking everything. All right, they want to have a C-hip in your body. All right, so that prophecy is going to be fulfilled, and it's fast approaching. Okay, so continuing, it says, and remember, the internet, America is powered by the internet now. Everything is connected to the internet. So as we read, you see why they say what they say, because they're about to push it to the next level. All right. So continuing, it says, sold as a mechanism for financial inclusion, convenience, improved healthcare, and green progress. DPI is an all-inclusive phrase applied to a looming technocratic governance system powered by 3 foundational components: digital ID, digital payments like central bank digital currencies, CBDCs, and massive data sharing. Now, how do they plan on doing that? Do you remember the Alibaba owner? I think this was a year or two ago. He said that they were working on a small device that's going to track your carbon footprint. And he said that like it's some cool new thing that everybody should applaud for. He said that it's not up and running yet, but we're working on it, and it's going to track everything. I might have that video in the post-production. I might have it in there, But we don't forget these things. When they come out and say it, when they show themselves, all right, it tells you not in the book of Psalms. Let's see if we can get that. All right. Psalm 64. All right. You pay close attention to what these devils are saying, and you find out a lot because they tell you shit. They say all these things, and it's like, yo, why are people not paying attention? You think it's a joke? You got Klaus Schwab who comes out wearing all black like a satanic high priest to come out with a deep ass voice, sinister looking ass, like a fucking cartoon, bro. Like how they show you in the cartoon and they'll be joking about it. It's like a satire. Yeah, but this is real life. You know what I'm saying? So now you're looking at real life like it's a cartoon. It's like it's satirical. But this shit is real, man. Now you understand why predictive programming has always been a thing, because they depict this type of shit. In most cartoons, they'll have this, wicked ass, dark figure with a deep ass voice and a cloak, dark ass cloak. And he'd be standing on the microphone addressing the world saying, "Welcome to our new world." And then he says all the most craziest shit, but it's in a cartoon, so nobody really pays attention to it. Well, this is real life. We're in real life now, and these devils are coming out and saying the most craziest shit. You might think you're watching, a movie or something. This ain't supposed to be real. These niggas ain't serious about this. No, they're dead ass. They're very serious. And guess what? Their mantra is the New World Order: expect no mercy. So this is why the Lord sent His men out here to give you that warning, because when He sets these devils out on their killing spree, because they know they have but a short time, they're not gonna care who's in their way. They're just coming in and attacking and destroying whatever's in their path. Okay? And they have many ways of doing so, and a whole lot more that hasn't been revealed yet to the public that they're gonna be bringing out soon. Okay? You think Maui was something? See, nobody's talking about that no more, right? See how quick the topic changed? Just like that. They're going to finish off a group of people and they're going to move on to the next. And there's going to be so much around the world that all the dead people are going to be unaccounted for. Okay? Scriptures tell you that the dead people are going to be in the streets. It's just going to be like dung. You know what I'm saying? That's how many people is going to be just like death is going to be nothing. Okay? Just like they're doing out there in Gaza. All right, we killed over 11,000 people, and it's like people are still out here talking about, oh, what are you, anti-Semitic? They've killed 11,000 people. That's a lot of people, civilians. Okay, that's a lot of bloodshed, and that's Esau's nature right there. Bloodthirsty. Is the book of Psalm chapter 64 and verse 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away." Right? So if you're not fleeing, that means you don't see it. You don't look at it as what it is. Right? Scriptures tell you that a prudent man foreseeth the evil to come, and what? And basically removeth himself. Right? But the wicked walk on, and they're punished. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the Lord sent the men out there, His men, the prophets, to give the warning. Ezekiel 3:17. The warning, the warning, the warning. And that's the same thing we've been doing. Okay, all of us, we always bring out the same points because that's the most critical time of our existence. Okay, is the time of the hour of temptation. Okay, which is going to lead directly into the destruction. All right, where we hope, Lord willing, we be saved from that destruction. All right. So that's what the warning is all about, and we're seeing the things that we're warning about coming to light every single day. Okay, they bring it out in this form of AI technology, fancy, desirable, enticing way. Okay, but we see for what it is. Okay, we are telling you what they're really doing this for. You're looking at the Trojan horse. We're looking at what's in the Trojan horse. Okay, what the Trojan horse is all about. Okay, so it says, advocates are adamant that DPI is essential for participation in markets. Oh, and that no man might buy or sell save he. See, advocates are adamant that DPI, the digital, let me see where the DPI go back to. Digital public infrastructure. There you go. Right? So it's a system, all right, to operate with the people. Digital public infrastructure. Okay, So we know they say that it's gonna track it's gonna entail your digital ID, okay, your digital payments, okay, buying and selling, all right, and data sharing. All right, data sharing is your ability to interact with other um, other parts, all right, of this so-called Internet of Things and Internet of Bodies or whatever. Okay, so advocates are adamant that DPI, digital public infrastructure, is essential for participation in markets and society, just like we saw with Vanessa passports, only on a much broader scope. And guess what? Without the Vanessa passport, you couldn't work, you couldn't travel, right? It was mostly for travel, but it's gonna be a permanent thing. It's not gonna be a, oh, you just, you got the fakie and you got this and you, no. It's digital. Okay, it's digital. So if you don't have it, you can't do shit. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Okay, all your freedoms are gone, and they're doing everything in their power to change the language as well. Okay, that's some 1984 shit. Everything in the past is gone. They wipe out history. What's that book called? Fahrenheit 451. They burn all the books. Okay, they destroy all the knowledge, all the books. Why are they doing that? Why they do that? Because they want to wipe away. And you notice they going for the elderly. Why? Because the elderly are still, pretty much from the generation that still have that, godliness to them, the morals. They want to wipe them out, get them up out of there. You ain't transitioning nothing. You ain't telling your people nothing. You ain't seeing the world, changing rapidly because things are being done different from when you were a kid, from your time, right? America's changed. So the elderly, they want to wipe them out. They got to go. And us who are in between the elderly and the so-called Gen Zers and millennials and all these people, well, they want to, silence us and then ultimately wipe us out. Okay? And then they want to attack them millennials and them Gen Zers. They're just gone for the most part. All right? For the most part, the Gen Zs and all them, they're finished. They're through. So they're going to use them, as a catalyst, all right, to bring about this change into the satanic new world order, right? And that's going to be the perfect, plan to bring about Gen Alpha, okay, Generation Alpha, all right, to start over this whole new thing where you're going to have incubators to bring out babies and, they all microchip before they pop out of the incubators and like some Matrix shit, right? That's the goal of these devils. See? So the Lord doesn't put a stop to it. And this is the nightmare that they're trying to put upon the face of the earth. Changing people into robots and shit, merging them into robots. I mean, there's a whole bunch of weirdo shit that they planning to do. Okay? And it's not a conspiracy. They're actually doing this. They're coming out and telling you this. Okay? So pay attention so you know what the hell is going on. Don't keep listening to us just to debunk what we're saying. Pay attention to what the fuck is going on. And then you decide for yourself. Because you don't got much time. Okay? It says, if successful, right? DPI will give governments and corporations the power to implement systems of social credit that can determine where and how you can travel, what you are allowed to consume, and how you will be able to transact with your programmable money. You hear this? They said by 2028. None of us in this truth, have any desire or thought, all right, to get to 2028. It ain't for us. That's not how we think. All right, we pray Yahweh Shemiel shall come back as early and as soon as possible. Okay, but we also understand that prophecy has to take its course. But we know damn well that when the time comes, the Lord will come back and He's going to deliver His elect. All right, and that is our earnest expectations. Okay, that's why we do what we do. Lord willing, it be pleasing to Heavenly Father to deliver us. Okay, just like He did in ancient Egypt and many times after that. He'll do it again. He already said He will. Okay, and this time is going to be even greater than that of Egypt. So yeah, we're waiting for that. All right, we're definitely not looking forward to 2025 or 2028 or definitely not 2030. All right, Agenda 2030, like you own nothing and you be happy. No, you will own nothing and you definitely be happy. Because guess what? By 2030, Lord willing, we're gonna be in the kingdom, and you would have been started your 1,000-year prison sentence, bitch. All right. So continuing, it says, think individual carbon footprint trackers, ultra low emission zones, which is known as ULEZ, and CBDC program to restrict, quote, less desirable, end quote, purchases, all of which are being pushed by proponents of the Great Reset. So this is not made up. This is all real. Okay. The stated goal of the 50 in 5 campaign is that in 5 years, 50 countries, and this is a quote now, 50 countries will have designed, launched, and scaled at least one component of their digital public infrastructure stack in a safe, inclusive, and interoperable manner. 50 in 5 campaign. Shit. Achieving this goal involves demonstrating the potential and momentum for DPI through showing various approaches to DPI, their progress and outcomes in countries across different income levels and digital maturity statuses. And it's all about money with these devils. Okay? Why do you think they're going out in Africa pushing for everybody to have a smartphone? They're going to Kenya and all this shit. It's like, what's going on? Oh, let's keep reading. It says shortening the DPI learning and adoption journey for countries through facilitating learnings and best practice exchanges, use of open standards and specifications, adaptation and sharing of technologies as digital public goods, and evolution of local engineering capacity and vendor ecosystems. All right. It says, while the 50 in 5 campaign has not yet disclosed which countries will be participating, the website reveals that there will be both advanced and emerging digital leaders. Oh, shit. The funny thing is, most people are not even on board with this because most people don't even know what the hell is going on. I tell you, the average person has no clue that this is even a thing. You know what I'm saying? If I was to speak to somebody, right, and ask them, these devils. Hold on one second. Hello? Yes, you can hand it over to me. Thanks, you too. Okay, Salakia about that. So continuing, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so what I was saying, the point I was making is that you can ask a random person, even at your job or whatever, like, yo, you know what's going on in the world right now? They would only be able to tell you what's on the mainstream media, which is, oh yeah, Gaza, yeah, Israel, if that. But for the most part, most people don't know what the hell is going on, especially with the WEF, the plans and all that. Nah, people don't know, So continuing, it says the digital public. Oh no, we ain't skipping this part. It says the 50 in 5 campaign is a collaboration between the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, the United Nations Development Program, the Digital Public Goods Alliance, and Co-Development. Co-Develop was founded by the Rockefeller Foundation, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Canny Philanthropies, and Omidyar Network. The Digital Public Goods Alliance lists both the Gates and Rockefeller Foundations in its roadmap, showcasing activities that advance digital public goods. Wow. Along with other organizations and several governments. You hear that? Along with other organizations and several governments. It says people-centered smart cities need accessible, secure, and fair digital public infrastructure that powers digital services and ensures everyone, you hear that? Everyone, he calls it all. Everyone has equal opportunity. This is how they pitch it. It's an opportunity. No, nigga, ain't no fucking opportunity. Nobody asked you for this shit. The fuck? But what they're doing is they're creating a crisis. so that the people have a need for this. You see, now it becomes an opportunity to participate in this new digital world, because if you don't, then what else are you going to be looking forward to? I mean, you don't have a bank account, you don't have cash, you don't have a place to stay. Now they say Walmart is building this 2-bedroom, small little cubicle cabin. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? They're doing away with people living in spacious, living, conditions. Everything is being tightened up. Next thing you know, you're gonna be living in a small little box with a big ass camera every day watching everything you do. Some Big Brother shit, 1984. You live in a small little cubicle. You're connected to AI and the Wi-Fi. They read everything in your brain, right? You can go to work, do the same thing, like some Black Mirror shit. You interact with AI all the time. They have this thing right now in Las Vegas, of course, Sin City. And this big ass dome shit, and they do some performances, and there's a whole bunch of witchcraft, man. They're using AI to conjure up some crazy demonic spirits, man. It's insane, but they're doing it. They're doing it. You got people over there. I'm like, this shit is going to be harvesting energy and spirits and shit. Like, and they don't even know, but this is what the hell is going on, man. So it says, the people-centered smart cities need accessible, secure, and fair digital public infrastructure that powers digital facilities, digital services, and ensures everyone has equal opportunity to fully participate in civic life. Ooh, to fully participate in civic life. There you go. All right, and this is all in the United Nations playbook. Okay. Oh man. Let's see. Damn, this is crazy. It says the United Nations Playbook on Digital Public Infrastructure says that digital ID is foundational to DPI, stating broadly, there are 3 major types of protocols that facilitate digital public infrastructure: digital identity, digital payments, and data exchange. Boom. There you go. There you go. Right? Let's break that down. They said what? So it's going to be based on the 3 major types of the protocols. This is just how we're going to build this. Basically, the foundation. The reason why the MOTB is coming out is because of what? For your digital ID, your digital payments, and data exchange. You heard, remember the thing we talked about, the carbon footprint? That's data exchange. For them to, when they say data exchange, is another code word of saying, or code phrase of saying, we're exchanging data, as in you're giving us your information, and then we're selling that information back to you in the form of products, that kind of thing. You see, so you become the information. It's not us, looking at your social media activities and then pitching certain things to you. It's no longer going to be, oh, I was just talking about sneakers. All of a sudden I'm seeing sneaker commercials on my phone and shit like that. No, it's going to be whatever you're thinking. They'll be suggesting things based on that. See, they'll be giving you things based on that. That's data exchange. And in order for them to do that, they have to have been connected to you digitally, physically, under your skin, like charagma type stuff. Okay? So this stuff is all coming out, and you're starting to see that, yeah, in order for you to have a digital ID, or to have digital payments, or to have any digital or data exchange, you can't really do that with the image of Caesar Borgia. You can't really do that with sin and all its ways, or all its parts, or whatever the hell these people be saying. It's sin. Yeah, okay. Yeah, tell me how you can identify yourself with digital sin and digital payments and all that. Let's see how that works. Okay. The Lord is gonna definitely expose you niggas, man. And it's happening. And it's gonna be a lot more for the world to see. Okay. And then the people that follow these morons, like you say, oh moron. Well, oh moron, we'll see. It says, these 3 protocols are typically required for most digital service transactions, such as permitting issuing licenses, or providing records that often require validating a user's identity, enabling exchange of data across agencies and users, and finally authorizing payments online. Let's get this. And this right here is just destroying the narrative that it's sin. It can't be. Possibly it can't be. It can't. It's impossible. How can it be sin? Let's read this prophecy again. This is the book of Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. It says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had that mark." Right? There was a restriction. There was a system that was built that John is seeing. And he's saying that it was to the point where they did it where if you didn't have that mark, you couldn't participate in society. And participating in society mostly is about buying and selling, market payments. Okay? We live in a system that's based on payments. Okay? Consumerism, not so much production, but it's mostly consumerism. All right? And in order for you to get that, the products that you're looking for, you got to make payments. All right? So no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right, which is all synonymous with the mark. Okay? The charagma in the Greek. All right? So there's no way. Like, as we're reading this, the only thing that makes sense, the only thing that they'll be able to use in order to bring this all about, okay, there's got to be one device that has everything, the one that does all. Okay, it says these three protocols, and guess what, we know this because they're already doing it right now. Look at Sweden. Everything that they're talking about here that they want to bring to the West is already happening in Sweden. All right, just to have, it's like they already have this market up and running. They know what it's like. Okay, I believe Austria is also going to be a mix in that, right? You got Australia, Canada, okay, the UK, all right? So it's just a few countries around the world. I believe some in Africa too, all right? But the system is definitely being built up as we speak, okay? And then once it's set up, they'll just shut everything down, all right? And then in order for you to get back online, you're going to have to, provide some identity digitally, right? It says, so remember, it says, finally authorizing payments online. That's the key, that no man might buy or sell. So to have your payments authorized by who? By these elites, the one who caused us all, okay? You're going to have to, take something. You have to receive something, okay? It says, by prioritizing these three protocols, there you go, the UN says that local governments can set the stage for the successful development of an entire ecosystem of digital services in alignment with their community unique needs. All right, so those 15-minute cities are all going to be communities now. Okay. Quote, this digital identity determines what products, services, and information we can access, or conversely, what is closed off to us. You hear that? And that's World Economic Forum back in 2018. The World Economic Forum envisions digital identity being linked to everything from financial services, buying and selling, and healthcare records. That's all going into the high size stigma, okay, to travel, mobility, and digital governance, of all which are components of DPI. All right. And this is all going back to the WEF. For DPI proponents, India is a shining example of what a successful rollout looks like, as evidenced by this year's G20 and B20 summits. Speaking at the B20 India Summit in August, India's digital identity architect Nandan Nilekani boasted how India had adopted digital public infrastructure at scale and how other nations could follow suit and use DPI for everything from Vanessa passports, tax collection, and toll payments to climate adaptation and the move towards a circular economy. You hear that? And we mentioned this back in 2020 that the next thing they're going to do is going to affect India, because they went first from China, which I believe has 2 billion, or 2 billion is the population. It's I think 2.5 billion, something like that. The next biggest population was India. And this, I remember this was back in 2020 when the whole pandemic thing started. I started looking at populations. I said, well, if this is how they're going to, depopulate, then it's going to have to go in order. Go after these countries, go after that, and then ultimately go after the United States. So they got India now in the digital thing. They already had China. They've been had China. Okay. China's already living in a Black Mirror world. All right. For the most part, India now, which is the second biggest population, I believe they're 1 billion people. All right. 1 point something. All right. Boom. They next on the list. All right. So it's going to keep on going down. All right. They're going through Africa, everywhere. Okay. It says, if you think, what are the tools of the new world? You hear that? New world. Everybody should have a digital ID. Everybody should have a bank account. Everybody should have a smartphone. Then anything can be done. Everything else is built on that. That's what this guy said. Okay? This was back in April of 2023, spring. It just passed. Okay? Earlier this year, Nalikani spoke about DPI to the IMF, right, which is the International Monetary Fund, saying that, and they're very, very well tied into the WEF Agenda 2030 bullshit. All right, so let's not lose focus on that. It says, saying that digital ID, smartphones, and bank accounts were the 3 tools of the new world. Where's the order at? You gotta put the order in there. We'll do it for you. Don't worry. The tools of the new world order that everybody should have. Okay, should have. With G20 nations committing to net zero carbon emissions policies by around 2050, many DPI initiatives are geared towards reaching that goal, meaning restrictions will be placed on what we can consume, what we can purchase, and where we can go, thanks to the widespread implementation of digital ID and CBDC to track, trace. What? Track, trace. Did we not hear that back in 2020? Huh? Tracking and tracing? It's a track, trace, and control our every move in our people-centered 15-minute smart cities. There you go. All right, a man shall desire to go into a city and will not be able to. Guess what? You will have drones flying over you. You're going to have PA announcers, speakers. You're going to have cameras everywhere. You're going to have robot dogs everywhere. There'll be no freedom. Surveillance cameras everywhere. All right, something known as a panopticon. All right, pan meaning all, opticon going to optics to see. You're going to see everything. Okay, watching everything. All right, we're dealing with robots. Okay. And the robot's going to be controlling the society in which you live in. All right? Oh, man. It says, the 50 IN-5 campaign to accelerate digital public infrastructure rollouts did not emerge from the will of the people. Exactly. Okay? But that's why they have to break the will of the people, because the people are not going to accept this for the most part. All right? You're going to have resistance, which you already have now. All right? In form of this truth. But they're not prepared for what's coming next. Right? It tells you in the book of Job, the 20th chapter, that every hand of the wicked shall come upon them. Right? In the fullness of his sufficiency. So now they're getting to that point. They're investing billions, all right, into the shit. And the people are not with it. So the Lord is about to turn the people up, man. It's going to be crazy very soon. All right? He says, instead, the 50 IN-5 campaign is an agenda concocted by a coalition of unelected globalists from the Gates Foundation, the United Nations, the Rockefeller Foundation, all working in lockstep to accelerate a technocratic system of control through digital ID, digital payments, and massive data sharing. Okay? So they have it. There you have it. And it's all going to be governed, all right, by these major corporations. Okay, no more are you going to have real governments that are elected by the people. It's going to be people who are rich that say, hey, we have the power now. You do what we say or you're off. You out of here. All right? And that's all done by the man of sin, Esau, Edom. Okay, Esau, Edom. All right. So all these people you see sitting on the panel telling you how the world is going to be and so on and so forth. Yeah, those are the devils that the Bible speaks of. All right. And they're being exposed. Okay. They're being exposed. All right. So get ready, man. The famine of the word is definitely on the horizon. Okay. And we can feel it, man. They're clipping channels, they're clipping videos, out of nowhere. They've accelerated it. They're passing bills to literally come against anybody who says anything against their narratives. All right. They're coming and telling you straight up, So if you don't think that's an attack, first attacking your ability to speak, soon it's going to be your ability to so-called defend yourself, and if you don't have a voice, all right, to speak, then they can do whatever the hell they want to do to you. Okay. But we know we have, all right, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah on our side, and he'll continue to fight for us. So we have nothing to worry about. Okay. Let's get this quick precept and we're going to close it out. All right. All the stuff that you see going on in the Middle East, all right, it's all going to come to an end when our Lord comes back to deliver his elect. Okay. We're going to close it out with this. All right. It's the book of Zephaniah, chapter 3. And verse 8, it says, "Therefore wait ye upon me, saith the Lord Yahweh, until the day that I rise up to the prey." All right, Yahushua is going to come back that day. Okay? "For my determination is to gather the nations, that I may assemble the kingdoms, to pour upon them mine indignation, even all my fierce anger. For all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy." Boom. Okay? So that's what we're waiting for. All right, and these devils with their agenda for since like that panhellenism, they tried it. All right, going all the way back to the Tower of Babel. Okay, these devils have been looking for this so-called New World Order for years. But guess what? It will never come to fruition. All right, it will never come to fruition. So anyway, I'm gonna leave it off there. Lord willing, you are edified and informed. I like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha Kodash, the water Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. And until next time, Shalom.